Hi everyone, welcome to HHPL's 3D printing certification course. Watching this video is required to use the 3D printer located in our Georgetown and Acton branches. To complete the certification, you must submit the electronic waiver. See the video description for more details. During this video, we will go over the requirements for 3D printing at HHPL, briefly discuss what is 3D printing, go through the basics of the models of 3D printers HHPL has, go through safety guidelines, discuss the design and slicing software required, and finally, we will discuss the 3D printing procedures at HHPL. First, to 3D print at HHPL, you must have an active HHPL library card. You must have watched this video and submitted the waiver. Youth must be in grade 9 to be certified themselves, or if they are younger, be with a parent or guardian who is certified. What is 3D printing? 3D printing is the process of creating a 3D object out of thin and complex layers of plastic. 3D printers receive designs from a computer, in our case through network job sending, and printing the object with PLA filament, which is the type of plastic we offer for our 3D printers. Now that we've briefly discussed 3D printing, we can go through the models of 3D printers that we have here at HHPL. We have a Bambu Labs, P1S, and X1C. These 3D printers are high-end, fast, quiet, and can print large projects. Some of the features include an easy-to-use control panel, an auto-leveling bed to ensure smooth print jobs, multicolor printing with the AMS unit on top of the printer, and the ability to print jobs through the network. Now we can go through parts and hardware of these 3D printers. The extruder, which is located on the roof of the 3D printer, acts like a hot glue gun. The filament is heated and forced through the extruder, and the tip of the extruder is like the tip of a hot glue gun. It is very hot and reaches up to 210 degrees Celsius. When printing, the heated bed is the surface on which the filament lands and the project is built. Objects can only be as big as the heated bed, 256 millimeters cubed, or 10.078 inches cubed. The plate is carefully calibrated and leveled before each project begins. The control panel. This panel is where you'll be able to watch print progress and pause, start, and stop the print, which can also be done from the computer. Further settings such as adjusting the heat of the bed can also be done from this panel. Filament. When printing at HHPL, we will be using PLA, also known as polylactic acid filament, to create our projects. PLA is a cornstarch-based biodegradable plastic filament. Prints will be limited to HHPL's filament only and up to 4 colors per print. If you would like to have a multicolor print, you can use the Bambu Studio paint tool to color different sections of your project. We will now go over some safety guidelines to follow while using the 3D printer. Do not open the 3D printer when it is in use. Ask a staff member for assistance. Never touch the extruder tip during heating, printing, or post-print. It is the hottest part of the printer. Staff will help remove print jobs from the print bed to protect both you and your project. Depending on the size of the project, it might take a few minutes to cool down properly in order to remove your project from the printer. Now that we've gone through the parts of the 3D printer and some safety guidelines, we can start looking at how to find and design a project. So in this section, we will discuss finding and designing a project, as well as the process of slicing your design to make it ready for the 3D printer. To begin your 3D printed project, you need a digital design. You can either design your own project or use a pre-made design. At the library, we always introduce new staff to 3D printing by encouraging them to choose a design from Thingiverse or MakerWorld to start. These sites have designs that are all free and available for download. If you'd like to design your own project, Tinkercad is a web-based software that lets you design anything. Check out our YouTube page for a video on Tinkercad, or head to lynda.com with your library card and check out all their free 3D design courses. No matter if you choose to download a pre-made design or create your own, the final project needs to be in an STL file. This is the file type that the slicing software, which we'll talk about later, needs. Thingiverse files are already in STL format, and Tinkercad gives you the option of an STL file when downloading your project. Find your design. In this video, we'll quickly go through the process of downloading a file from Thingiverse. In the description below, you can find the URL for the Thingiverse homepage. Once you click on the link, there'll be a search bar at the top of the page. For our example, we type FlexiRex in the search bar. You will then be given all your results, and you just click on the result that you would like. Once you've selected your design and click on it, there will be pictures, tips for printing, and some comments. It's always a good idea to check out the comments to see if the design has been successful for other users. Download your file. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see Thing Details, Thing Files, and Comments. To download your file, go to Thing Files. Depending on the project, there might be more than one, for various reasons. In this case, there is only one, but other creators might have multiple files due to it being a larger project that requires more parts. In this case, we only need to download one file, so you can click on the blue download button on the right-hand side. Your file will be downloaded and you can save it to your USB or the 3D printing computer at the library. Slicing software. Now that we have our STL file, we can talk about the slicing software. This software slices the object into many layers, so the 3D printer understands how to print it layer by layer until the entire project has been built. With our 3D printer, the slicing software that goes with it is Bambu Studio. This software is available on some of the library's computers. If you would like, you can also download the software for free from Bambu Labs, the 3D solutions company that we've purchased our 3D printer from. The link will be in the video description below. You can download your STL file, and in this slicing software, we can adjust settings which include size, temperature, speed, info, and adding supports. The software will also give you an estimated time for your project, as well as let you know how much filament you are using, which we can use to calculate the price of the project. Make sure to set up your object in the Prepare tab. Bambu Studio. This is what Bambu Studio will look like when opened. To start, we can go through some of the common functions on the toolbar that runs along the top and left side of the software. So first, you will use File in the top left corner and click Import to open up your STL file. Next, the printer alteration tools and settings will come up on the left side, and the print manipulation tools will be along the top. Infill. At the library, we almost exclusively print all of our projects from the printer menu, so you can change the infill of your project. Infill is the amount of support that's inside your project, so it can make your project stronger, but it can also significantly add time. Typically at the library, we print most projects in the 10 to 15% infill range. We suggest not printing out at 100% just to ensure your project doesn't warp. Base supports. You can also choose to add a base or supports. The two key base options are a brim, which is a thin layer of material that extends beyond the edge of an object in order to increase the base surface area. So brims help to improve bed adhesion, or the ability to stick to the bed and hold down the edges of a print, which help prevent warping. Rafts are similar to brims in that they provide a greater surface area for improved bed adhesion. Rafts, however, are thicker than brims, as you can kind of see in the picture, and are used to provide stability to objects with smaller footprints, or to create a strong foundation for upper layers, as well as objects that are pretty top heavy. You can also add supports. Supports are temporary structures that are added during the slicing process to support any overhang of 45 degrees or larger. These will help keep the project from peeling off the bed during a print. To add either a base or supports, just check the box beside Enable Support in the Support tab. Advanced settings. So we've gone through some of the basic print settings, but by moving the slider on Advanced Options, it will show more precise settings for adjusting the print's quality, strength, speed, and support. Heat and filament specific adjustments can be made by clicking the box icon next to the Filament tab. To download the file, click on Slice Plate, then after going to File, Export, Export G-code, you can save your file to a USB so that you can upload it to the 3D printer computer when you come to the library. Once the plate is sliced, you will be given an estimated print time along with total filament calculation that we will use to calculate the cost of your print. Come to the library and print your project. Just as a reminder, we'll go through the step-by-step guide to 3D printing at HHPL. First, you'll download the STL file to a USB on any computer. Next, you'll upload the STL file from the USB to Bambu Studio. After that, you'll adjust the print settings until satisfied, for example, adjusting temperature or adding supports. Next, slice the plate and download the G-code to a USB and check the total print time and filament usage. If you are at the library, you can instead print the plate and tell an associate the total cost and print time, as well as give them your contact information. When your print is done, the printer will play a tune, and it's time for you to enjoy your 3D printed project. We will now go through some quick procedures for 3D printing at HHPL. Prints may not exceed 5 hours unless prior arrangements are made with staff. The 3D printer is available on a first-come, first-served basis. Please bring a USB to transfer the project file to the 3D printer computer. The cost is 10 cents per gram of filament of printing. Payment can be made with cash or card, and please leave your name and phone number with an associate so that we can contact you when your print is done. Unacceptable prints at HHPL include sexually explicit material, drug paraphernalia, weapons and criminal or quasi-criminal material, profanities, and other materials that violate any laws or the library's code of conduct. If you have any questions, please email askus@haltonhills.ca. Thank you for watching our 3D printing certification, and have a great day.